Hey, how you doing? Welcome back to the Monday Grind, where I look over stats from Week 8 so far. Normally I spend some time collecting it, while chatting with anyone who wants to, but I've actually done that already. So I'm going to post that link in the chat here, so anyone who wants to see it can. It's free. It's hosted on Google Sheets, the link through Patreon, but it's free. Just go straight to the sheet and see all the stats. All the stats, basically, all of them. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up. I literally just got home. Here we go. How you all doing? Sorry, I can't see chat right this second. Okay, turn that off. So, how you all doing? I got 2020 stats coming out my nose at this point. I have to look through it to work on my projection article anyway. So what we got? All 2020 stats, receiving, rushing, passing, expected points. Also, I'm calculating average yard per team pass attempt, which I really like. Also have a little sheet in here showing you, the amount of games. Don't know why they're in there. Where players have had over 7 targets and the percentage of games. And then all of that, but on a week-to-week basis, so you can see, what they've done in every stat and every game so far. Well, I can get rid of that. Team stats, everything from expected points by position, receiving points, rushing points, passing attempts from this year compared to last year, positional target share. Through the first 8 weeks, for example, New Orleans has thrown to its running backs more than anyone else, which, I think everyone knows. But interestingly enough, Indianapolis is second highest target share. Of course, that's relative to the passing pool, which is a little bit different, which is why I've got targets in here. And you can also see the total air yards the teams are throwing for. Hang on a second. I didn't have the filter right. There we go. Baltimore? I'm going to have to resave this one. I think I just screwed it up. All right. I'll go get that sheet. Bob Ross, howdy. Don't get the reference. Sorry, man. But yeah, sure. Oh, yeah, so it is Baltimore. Interesting. Where's New Orleans then? It's 16% of targets to the running back. That's weird. Fairly low. Oh, that's what's going wrong. So if you don't filter every column, then some move and some don't. There you go. Now it's making more sense. All right, yeah. San Francisco is sending a huge chunk of its A yards to running backs, by the way, which is interesting. Anyway, and yeah, then team against stats, which I mostly don't look at, but someone asked for racer and A yards against each defense, so I've got that. And then I break it down on a positional level in terms of efficiency as well. In all the stats, I'm pretty sure. Hey D-Bro, by the way. Hey Spaceman, how you doing? Is anyone in a sell Jonathan Taylor mood? No? Dynasty. I'm just deleting these guys. They're really annoying. Players with 100% of their games with 7 targets or more so far. Sticky or helpful? No, team against stats are never sticky or helpful, really, but you got to use something in week over week evaluations. DFS seems to find some use to it. I mostly find it to be a joke. I would say I haven't done extensive testing, but I think air yards against defenses are going to be the most consistent. And by that, I mean the overall air yards, because you're going to see similar, reasonably, passing to rushing expectations against a certain defense. But when you break it down by position, I mean, you're better off just understanding who's who. But, I mean, DFS finds an edge in it, which is, I think, why the guy requested it. It's not really my game. I'm a dynasty player. Oh, one thing to do is, because I've got positionals running left or right, for these other columns, you kind of have to filter to one of the positions, any one. And that way you're not going to see repeats. Hang on, this is tiny. There you go. Because over here in the RotoViz stats, passing for, target share against, this runs positionally. So you can see it for quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends. But that means when you're looking at a team level over here, you're going to see multiple Seahawks lines. So I filter by a single position to get a good view of it. And yeah, obviously when facing Seattle, people are throwing for a lot of air yards. I think that fits how we currently feel. Let me see. Dallas was a big defense last game, right? Kind of middling in terms of air yards against, but people are being, exceptionally efficient against them in terms of racer. So it describes roughly what we've seen fairly well. That's what I'd say. Predicting game script, you got to take more into account. It's just a thing I makes people like it right at this point. I prefer positional target share to get a sense of where targets are going, but that tells you more about the players on the team than anything else. And looking at weekly stats and how consistent they are. Last week's article for DLF, I wrote up all the stats, the main stats that I look at and use. And pretty much I've got them all highlighted here. It's yards per attempt, points per game, expected points per game. Which reminds me. Yeah, there it is. Myles Gaskin. He's 10th in expected points per game for the running back position, which is pretty cool. For a waiver wire pickup. And that includes McCaffrey. He's 9th. If they've played 2 games or not. Anyway, I'm meant to be looking for target share people. So. Robbie Anderson's touchdowns, lack of touchdowns are insane. You see this number right here? This one? This 689 yards per touchdown? That's insanely high. Like either usage is going to shift or he better start catching touchdowns. He's got 1. 1. That don't even make sense. If you're interested, any player over 200 yards pretty much per touchdown is too high. Now, it's not a metric that exaggerates, so like 600 to 400. You're not due more touchdowns, although technically you are. You're just due more touchdown efficiency. So, quarterbacks don't count. Although it kind of works for them too. Singletary, Jamal Williams, Jarvis Landry, outside of Robbie Anderson, are the most extreme. Obviously, Eckler's done. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, man, he just should have more rushing touchdowns at this point. Jonathan Kelly, that's someone I was interested in. Lights out. I wanted to look at Joshua Kelly and Justin Jackson's usage, so I'm pulling it up. I have him everywhere and didn't start him. I was kind of surprised with the way it went. Get out the way. Man, it's just, they're just playing with us at this point. They just gave it all to Jackson. I was actually thinking about this. The problems with needing averages to assess players on a week-to-week game is underrated. Like the effect on our ability to predict stuff. Because you need basically a season's worth of data to know what's going to happen next week, and that doesn't help. Hope, maybe. That was last week, though, right? Oh, no, this week, yeah. I see. That's where all Kelly's usage went. Most of it receiving as well. And no, about the most you can say is it's just a committee until we see some kind of consistent trend, right? I think Jackson and Kelly are obviously the two we want. Let's see. What's the average change? Getting better at those if formulas, Spaceman. There we go. Interesting. Yeah, I know what you mean. The data collection just becomes a routine. You barely even look at it anymore. Yeah. It's kind of why I started doing this Monday thing, because it makes me look at it. Also why I wrote that article for DLF. Darren Waller's been losing usage recently. Who's picking it up? Emery Ruggs is picking it up. Hey, look at Callaway go. 6% increase over the last 4 weeks or so. I'm looking at the average change in usage since week 3 for different players, if you're wondering. Trying to look for trends. EP always seems to highlight some weird ass people, to be honest. Oh, right. That better. How'd Mims do this week? Oh wow, he lost target share and he lost expected points, huh? Hey, he's still averaging 20 through 2 weeks. We'll take it. Arios, take it. Yeah, he dropped down to 11. Wow. Yeah, Barrios took it. I'm worried about his ADOT more than anything. Mims, that is. It rose a lot this week, but we still don't know where he's going to play most. I need him further down the field. Get away from Crowder and Barrios. And then didn't show up. Yeah, I'm guessing one deep target. That's why his ADOT raised. Yeah. I mean, Hopkins is so stable for such a high usage. It's always impressive. Kirk's been creeping up, though. Yeah, I kind of don't want EP over here anymore. I want expected points per game, damn it. There we go. Let's see. I'm interested in what's high and what's low, you know? I always end up making these little tables to get a good sense of it. Damn it, did I just... Yeah, I did. I deleted it. All right, so rankings formula. Anyone interested? Excel actually has a rankings formula. You can do rank and then select the variables. Hey, Jojo, yeah, rank. But a way that I find easier is to use a count if F formula, which looks something like this. So I want to rank players by PPR points, obviously, based on their position and in their week. So I need 2 conditions. So if you go count if S, that's, I don't know, you can see that at all. Hang on. Stretch. Okay. Big as I can make it. Count if S. So we're going to want wide receivers or running backs or tight ends or whatever it happens to be in any given week. And they have to have had more PPR points. Greater or equal to their PPR points that week. And then, AJ Brown was 54th in week 1, apparently, in PPR points. Does that make sense? Yeah, he got 8.9 points, so it wasn't great. Yeah, fine. And this is a part where I stretch my processor to breaking point because I'm going to do that. It's now counting each one for every week and trying to rank them all. There you go. Do a few fact checks. Yep. Well, the only problem with it is sometimes you get players scoring the exact same PPR points. And then it's going to count them both as 19, for example. But by and large, we'll be all right. So, I'm looking for expected points averages per position rank. That one. In 2020, obviously. I did the same thing for targets last week, but in fact, you know what? There we go. Kind of interesting. Wide receiver 1 and 2 is averaging more expected points than running back 1 and 2. Yeah, count FS is king, man. FS in general. Yeah, you can pivot table. Well, you got the link. It's at the very start of the chat. Go pivot table it. I kind of hate pivot tables, to be honest with you. But yeah. I find them awkward. Not a big graph guy. Pivot tables help with that. Targets. Whoops. Too many columns. A odds. It's a good quick reference for, assessing how people are doing when you're looking over it. Well, yeah, of course, Calvin Ridley's been losing usage. It's just silly. Julio comes back, Calvin loses usage. It's just, wow, he really fell last week, though, huh? He pulled a Denzel Mims. Tell you a player that's bugging me, it's MVS. I can't see a reason he's not scoring points. And he's not. I mean, he's been losing usage. Can't find out where it's going, though. It's kind of just spreading out everywhere. Williams, Robert Tonyan, Tyler Irvin. Just not Marcus Van der Scanlon, Well, Adams has been hogging a little bit more than usual. Hey, man, I'm not going to tell someone else, how to grind. That's your own personal preference. I don't judge. Sorry. Keep hearing about this Gabriel Davis fella, but I don't see it much. I mean, his A-dot, he's kind of underperforming like a mofo. It's just not good. That makes sense. Yeah, I think I remember hearing that. I didn't get to watch it, so. But it's also consistent when Julio's back and balling. I mean, let's look at him. It's just always good night, Calvin, to be honest. Well, not always. But he tends to have to be really efficient. So he was injured last week, but week 7. Yeah, last week he lost some target share, but got efficient with it. That makes sense. Week before, he lost, about 10% of his target share because Julio was in the lineup. Then week 5, without Julio, scuffs right back up. I mean, vacated targets isn't a thing, but Julio is a real thing. It's a thing. Oh, Gabriel Davis, yeah. But yeah, I mean, in general, as an undrafted guy, you'd think I'd love him, but I mean, he's perpetually, basically, crapping the bed in terms of his volume. Like his ADOT's pretty high. He rarely gets anywhere near the range of yards per team pass attempt that you'd expect with that kind of ADOT. He's just not being good with it, which is fine, but it's also not been, historic volume or nothing. It's fine. I'm not really. Hadn't seen anything to put him on my radar yet, other than it's on everyone else's radar. Tell you what, Donald Mooney's sexy, though. I don't care what you say. Since week 3, it's really been building, too. Well, gradually. Of course, everyone's going to feel that way after last week, but, he caught a touchdown. He actually regressed. He needed that touchdown to get back below 200 yards per touchdown. AJ Green's losing volume again. No prizes for guessing who it's going to. Auden Tate, that's correct, yeah. And T. Higgins. Man, the demise of AJ is just not fun to watch. Is Landry healthy yet? I know he got a little nicked up. He's not quite been himself on his volume yet. And he's low in the old touchdown department, too. Just interesting with, I think OBJ's gone, isn't he? He's gone for the season, or at least a while. Harrison Bryant survived on a touchdown. I haven't. No, he didn't survive at all. Got like 3 points for my DFS team, if I remember right. Yeah, he's on injured reserve. Oh, he tore his ACL. That's rough. Rough stuff. I wouldn't mind that theory so much, but like he seems to have been. Again, he's just underperforming, especially for AJ Green, because of how good he is. He's kind of underperforming what he's being given. Oh, that's a little unfair. Last week he did. 2 weeks before that, he was pretty efficient. But most of these weeks are below average, let alone below AJ Green. I mean, we've talked about this before, but you can't really predict the fall of a player. Like some players get less efficient the year before they, go off into that great fantasy football field in the sky. And some don't. And some come back from inefficiency. So, the story of AJ Green is not necessarily over by any means. But he's got 2 good weeks at it. What is this? 8. And that's on the volume he's getting, not the volume that he's getting. His volume's obviously been yo-yoing a little bit. Yeah, yo-yoing a lot, actually. But even on the volume he's getting, he's not been AJ Green this year, which is a hard bar to hit, to be honest. But yeah, it's a rough 2020 for Mr. Green. So in the battle of the rookie playoffs, CeeDee Lamb and Jalen Reagor, who we got? Who looked better on the field at the same time? I'm hoping you will say Reagor. Just saying. Skip ahead and go see that. I know he just got a touchdown, but come on now. Got 4 targets again? What more do you want? Honestly, wish he hadn't bought that touchdown. I think it would have been easier to buy right now. %10 target share. We need that to raise a little bit. 4 targets or not. I mean, this thing won't stay lit. Reagor looks kind of sweet right now. Be honest with it. Yeah, well, that just tells you everything you need to know about eye tests there, Spaceman. Give up on your eyes. They don't know what they're talking about. Reagor's doing great. Are you talking about Reagor here, Deli, or back to Ridley? Because Rager's doing great. Doesn't need any time. Already pretty happy. No, I almost feel like 2020 needs an adjustment down for all players. The offenses are just everyone's kind of doing well when they get on the field, almost. Apart from Jonathan Taylor, obviously. All right, let's go look at that. Mr. Taylor, what's going on with you? Here. Honestly, don't know what to expect from running mates. Taylor's not been doing badly on his volume for most weeks. I think he's been playing pretty well, actually. I was going to say underperforming his volume, but I don't think so. I can't explain how his usage hasn't translated into fantasy points much right now. He's been doing pretty decent with his volume. I'm going to go ahead and guess touchdowns, maybe? Why has this not been feeling good? And last week, it's because the usage drastically shifted. No, his touchdowns are okay. Not great, but they're okay. A rushing share not translating into a lot or something? Yeah, even with a decent percentage of attempts, he's only gotten over like 15 touches twice. Hang on. No, the team's rushing a decent amount. It's in the middle, top 13. And yet Taylor's... I mean, last week was what last week was. He just didn't get the attempts. It went to someone else. I mean, I thought his rushing percentage had been decent. That was a problem, but his actual touches, I mean, they've been a little subpar for a top 12. Yeah, I just don't think he's getting the opportunity, is my general feeling to it. Where's opportunity? Come on, you're in here. I know you are. I mean, he's only had a 60% team attempt share at once. It's weird. That's not what I thought about him, you know what I mean? I mean, he hasn't been above 50% more than once, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire has been above 50% the majority of weeks. So that puts it more in as previously was J.K. Dobbins and Cam Akers' problem. Good man, Daly. Good man. Try streaming in the new sports category. Lots of other fantasy streams in there. Okay, I'll try that. I didn't know I was in a category, but I can try and figure it out. Let's go try and figure that out together, but I rarely go to Twitch, to be very clear. Settings, maybe? Can't see where it might. Let me change that, man. Oh, I mean, okay. No. Stream manager, maybe? I will try and figure out how I can change categories for you, my man. But, wait. Categories? New sports. Nope. Sports. Sports Talk Baseball. Sports Pad Football. Street Sports Soccer. I don't know. I guess the football one. Well, I guess that may help. I know. Appreciate the tip. This isn't really a pod, though, to be fair. Where's Pascal? There he is. Wow. Why is Zach Pascal's target share at 0? That's not true. Oh, all of his data's missing. Oh, come on, man. Zach Pascal is missing. That can't stand. I didn't fill them in. Look at that. There we go. There we go. I'll fix that next update for you guys. 15, that sounds about right. I don't know, guys. You got questions? You got dynasty trades you're trying to get done? Anyone got anything they want to talk about? Maybe this is too late to stream about fantasy on a Monday. Who knows? I'm experimenting. Had to go a little later because I had to go meet my mother-in-law to give her something and then grab food for the family and do an emergency plumbing job. And I don't know, real life kind of sucks, you know? We got 3. We're back up to 3 questions, topics. Anyone got nothing? Anyone got something, rather? Is everyone trying to buy Terry McLaurin and AJ Brown and DK Denzel Mims and Dynasty right now? Should be. Also, Myles Gaskin for this year. Like, I can't get a handle on his value right now. I've sent out, I've got him in 4 out of 5 leagues, so it's a little tough, but I sent an offer out in that last one, and I can't seem to get it right. I can't seem to find his value. But I really think he's an ad for this year. Also, Travis Fulgham, if no one noticed, is still good. 25-year-old 6th-round pick or not. Seriously, we'd have him in the first round if this was Jalen Reagor doing this. Well, fall season. Corey Davis season, obviously. Corey Davis or Kenny Golladay? Go. It's Kenny Golladay, but I want Corey Davis pretty bad. And Darius Slayton isn't doing too bad on a terrible team, but doing pretty well there. List. I've never been particularly interested in him, or wasn't after he showed up. Still not, but for the truthers. How perfect is it that Randall Cobb's going to finish almost exactly at wide receiver 40 again? Probably a little late now, but everyone was tilting over Chase Claypool a little too hard last week. Huh, that's fun coincidence. Christian Kirk's ADOT's gone up. I'm not sure I noticed that before. He's working further down the field than before, which is why he's starting to score more value. That and the touchdowns, which after this week, he's still out. He's still getting too many touchdowns per yard. Or yards per touchdown. Guys, thinking again here. I think 6 o'clock is too late to start a fantasy football stream, or at least maybe Count Dracula 88 is here, and I'm streaming in the wrong place for Twitch. I'll try and figure that out. As for this week's article, I'm not going to write about Fulgrim for the third straight week, but I should. Corey Davis is going to get more of a mention this week, I think. But no, I'm not seeing too many surprises or changes. Maybe Claypool, just in case no one knows what to make of that up and down usage. Just off the top of my head, he'll make the list. Tua really didn't seem to be a Gasecki guy. But 1 week. Oh, and Tua's good. Tua's definitely good, as far as I can tell. You gotta actually play this week. Don't know why I'm asking you. You're not talking. Nah, he didn't, did he? Oh, maybe he'll return this week. Well, guys, I stream every Monday, at least every Monday. I either collect or have already collected all the data that's in my weekly stat sheet. And if you have any questions about it or want to ask me about Dynasty or weekly decisions, I'm here. Appreciate you checking out. If you did, I'm going to get out of here and eat something because I am hungry. And thanks again. Nice to see you, Spaceman. Delhi, first time. Really appreciate it. Count Dracula, appreciate the tip, man. Going to try it out. Jojo, fellow Rego fan, always welcome. And Debra, man, nice to see you. You stopped in to make a weird reference I didn't get and left, and I really like it. I really appreciate it. Again, and this link I posted takes you straight to the free sheet that I'm looking through right here. All of it, which is all the stats. So appreciate it, guys, and I'll talk to you again next week.